is you're fresh, so experience as much as you can. Culturally, from landscapes, from different perspectives, go out there, travel, because when you come up with an idea, you draw with that from within.
So my number one top tip for designers is fail fast and fail often, and never be afraid of the thing that you don't know. I think digging into that space and that uncomfortable feeling of like, I'm just not sure, is where the richest ideas come from, and that's where innovation can happen when you least expect it.
My top tip for a student that is just going into design these days is be entirely okay with failure. You're gonna fall flat on your face. Me, I shipped Windows 8. That was a huge failure. And trust me, I know what it's like to fail at that level. But at the same time, I've developed from that. I've learned from that and I've grown. And as long as you're okay with those huge failures, you're gonna become successful moving forward in life. Don't let them get you down.
When we're looking to employ students or interns, we're looking for a person who is clearly intelligent, clear thinking, and a great communicator. Because with that, they can develop with us. If they don't listen, if they're poor at communication, it just makes it all the harder.
One thing I wish I would have learnt when I started here is just embracing absurdity. Just be loose and have fun. You never know what you could bring to the table that other people aren't thinking of, just as a result of just letting go a little bit.
I think the thing that I've learned at Atlassian that's really resonated with me is understanding the importance of metrics when you are testing your designs. Because it's really easy to take qualitative feedback and let that be the only thing that you think about. But looking at the nitty-gritty and looking at the metrics that you measure, like they have such a big impact on your design that making sure you're measuring the right metrics can really help you take the right step forward.
When I first started, I realised it was an apprenticeship, and that all my study was just the beginning, and now I had to learn. And at that time, I wish I knew everything, but it just takes time and experience.
I wish I'd known that you couldn't do it all yourself. There's so many experts out there that have such deep knowledge in spaces and areas that you're not going to have the ability to understand, and drawing upon that expertise and knowing how to draw upon it is critical.
It's about prioritization. Knowing what to work on is quite an art, but also focusing on the right things to work on. That is quite essential if you want to sort of succeed. Yeah.
When I was studying computer science way back in the day, I had a teacher called Philip Dorr. And Philip, if you're watching this, thank you for saying this to me. And what he told me was that I wasn't cut out for computer science. He said that I didn't have what it took to actually pursue this particular degree. And for me, that just made me want to challenge him and be like, no, of course I can. Screw you, I got this. And that was the motivation that I needed to really go forward and tackle something. And so knowing that even if someone says that you can't do something, if you have the motivation to go and tackle it yourself, then you can totally do it. Motivation is critical above all else.
The most important thing I learned is that if you build it, they will not come. It takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of talking to users to make sure that the product or the service you make is relevant, it's needed, basically, and they're happy wanting to use it, essentially.
Be proactive. Be out there all the time. When I first started, I used to look at people's calendars to understand what are the types of meetings they're having, like what are they talking about, how do you because there is no set way, there is no top down, you're gonna do these things. I kind of had to make the work around me the right thing. So to understand that, I needed to be out there and be proactive in like actively engaging myself and the team to ensure that the work that they do is on everybody else's roadmaps and I'm championing for them and for the work that we do. So definitely being proactive and being a yes person, at least at the beginning, is definitely something I've learned.
For me, the most important thing is doing it and living it every day, because that's where the ideas come from and that's where the creativity exists.
It actually came from one of our designers, because most of my career I've taken it very seriously. And about 2 years ago, David Jones turned around and said, You know it's just a game, don't you? So, bad debts, clients beating us up, all the hardship, and he just laughs at it and says, it's just a game. It puts a totally different perspective on it all. In other words, don't take it so seriously, just roll with it.